Hey y'all, I'm Bridgette Tatum and welcome to the Creative Push. Hey y'all, I'm from South Cackalacky, better known as South Carolina. Started in Southern gospel music with my mom and dad, and those roots grew into country music with my papa's 8-track player and his Dodge truck and hee-haw. And from there, a cowboy from Texas allowed me to ride a horse one day and see what a bow-legged man looked like, and I fell in love with all of that and found If Tomorrow Never Comes by this guy, Garth Brooks, and then found a lady's voice, Trisha Yearwood, and changed the trajectory of my life. Wanted to go make country music.
Did you start as a songwriter?
I ended up falling in love with the song. So songwriting ended up being the passion of it. But I started by singing. I started in nursing homes and those tent revivals and mission churches. But the songs were the things that made all the music matter, regardless of whatever else you find around it. If you ain't got the song, then you don't have anything. You're just mumbling a bunch of stuff or playing a bunch of stuff. So I fell in love with the craft of the song.
How old were you when you first sang on stage?
6 in a nursing home. It was Jesus Loves Me. And then from there at about 13, I touched the equipment. You weren't supposed to touch the equipment. I decided I wanted to try to sing a song. And I sang a song called It Was the King by a group, Heaven Bound. And there's a guy named Lawrence Taylor that is probably one of the best singers I ever heard in my life. And I just wanted to sing the song, and so I touched the equipment. Sang it for my mom and dad, and ended up at, I think it was 12 or 13, being able to sing it in the church.
Did you go to college for music or anything? Or
I did that thing. I came to Nashville, Tennessee, ended up at a great college because Belmont didn't like poor students. I'll always tell the truth about that. So I came into town with nothing, and I was a poor kid, you know. I wasn't a trust fund baby, so I found this amazing college, Nashville State, that had Wayne Neuendorf was the director and Trisha Walker was the songwriting instructor, and ended up with an internship and ended up working for Kent Blasey, who wrote If Tomorrow Never Comes.
You actually had a cut with Jason Aldean, is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us how that happened.
I wanted to rhyme Cackalacky because I'm from South Cackalacky. That was it. I mean, I just really wanted to use that word in a song, and I was riding through Franklin, Tennessee one day, and it just started. It just poured in like water, and I'm in my own truck bobbing my head, and I'm like, hold on, I need to pull off this road right now. And so I pulled over into the Target parking lot, song into my phone, and was living with a friend at the top of her house at a time in my life where I didn't have anywhere to go or to be. And she liked to cook. She goes, hey, I think I made some turnip greens. I'm like, I can't talk to you right now. I got this song. I got to go lay this down. And so went up and laid that little bit down. And then there's a guy, who's like a brother to me, Danny Myrick, that seemed to kind of get what I did, which wasn't like what other females were doing at the time. And I brought this thing in pretty much half written. He got it and laid that amazing solo down in it and kind of finished it all out with me, which is why it says Mississippi, because he's from Mississippi. So after it was done, it's kind of like, man, I guess country girls didn't have a song, and that song just got written for them. And then, who knew? It went number one for a couple weeks for Jason Aldean. That was a process, 9 months of waiting on it, like a baby to be born. But he was trying to see if he could sing it. He was riding his truck, trying to see if he could rap those words out, and he did, obviously. Changed my life, changed his, but it became Song of the Year, most played Song of the Year in 2009, and then became a number one in strip clubs. Didn't know about that part, but, making my nana and papa proud. Hey, y'all.
So how many years have you been in Nashville now?
30.
What is one thing you wish you'd known when you got started?
I think there's just one thing I wish I'd known in life as soon as I was born is everybody's intentions are not going to be good. I think a lot of things you could avoid that way with some people you end up working with that maybe you don't need to be working with. But then I'm also a believer, and I know that God has a plan and he takes us on a journey. So those things now at this time in my life are important when you recognize, hey, this ain't the thing I'm supposed to do. This is where it was leading me to, though. But avoiding bad people would have been awesome to know right out of the womb.
What's your biggest failure so far?
My biggest failure? My biggest failure was when I maybe didn't listen to God and follow that path the right way, when I got in my own way. So my biggest accomplishment right now is getting out of my own way and letting him just take the wheel and take the road.
Do you have a specific kind of technique when you do your songwriting?
For me, sometimes it's title. That seems to hone me in. A t-shirt or a hat shows up in my head immediately, like, man, that just hooked me in. Let's write that thing and form everything around it. But sometimes it's like writing with her. She's really articulate on the guitar and so well at emoting that moves me in a direction to go, oh my gosh, that sounds like this, or it should be this. That works alongside what she does so well. So it could be a collection of things. The wind could move a certain way and God blow a song through my head and you either get it or you don't get it. I mean, Harlan Howard, I think, used to say they were hanging right there. You just had to get it. And if you missed it, somebody else was going to pick it up later.
What inspires you or motivates you to create? Is it just an innate thing that's inside of you?
I don't know what makes me create.
Do you just feel that way every morning you get up?
No, not necessarily. I just know you don't make yourself a singer. You know, you get up one day and you have the capability, you have the gift to be able to do it. Or sometimes when I sing, maybe it ain't a gift. I don't know, but it just was there. And the songwriting came about, I guess, when something showed up that I had to say. And I think from there, it showed up again when there's other people that have things to say. So that thing called co-writing, when you get other people in the room, you quickly discover, okay, I had some things to say. Now they have some things to say. So if you ask me how I do it, I have zero idea. I will never be able to explain that. I just know that you can take time to craft it better, but you cannot teach somebody how to put emotion into a song.
What is creativity to you? What does that mean to you?
Creativity is everything. We're looking at walls right now. Took paint to make them look this way. We're on wood right now. This is creativity in itself, I mean, by nature. So I think creativity is everything.
Do you ever get stuck?
In the mud, if I ain't got the right truck. No, I say that in a grateful way. My songwriting instructor, she said, one day you're going to get this thing called writer's block, and you just need to know when it comes that you're not stuck forever. And luckily, thank God, I haven't had a writer's block. I've had seasons maybe where the pandemic time, I didn't feel like writing songs. I was so excited to be on my farm, be away from people for a minute, just take a breath, be able to take my time all day to talk to God. Everybody else was drunk. I was not. I'm like, I think it's awesome. We don't have to drink anything right now. Just water, be happy. But maybe that season that I went through, a minute where I was like, okay, I don't have to write a song right now. But then that was the same season when Ashley Cook showed up and ended up, we wrote Jealous of the Sky, and that helped her get a deal, and that was my cut on her. So they just show when they show, but I do understand and appreciate silence too when I get to have that, and I feel like that's part of the energy that comes back, where you can have the energy to be able to write songs. So seasons here or there.
What do you see in your future?
I don't know. I have zero clue what's going to be in my future. I woke up today and God let me be alive. If he lets me wake up tomorrow, I reckon I'll still be working with this one. I mean, hopefully more songs, obviously, and hopefully more music. I mean, I don't have specific goals here or there, but I'd like to make a new record at some point in time. I think it's about due time I do that. There's some new stuff that's coming out on Trisha Yearwood. I'm really excited about that. Obviously, that's very full circle for me. I'm so excited about her music and the music I get to make with her, because this is the next generation of artist and songwriter coming through. So to be part of that is exciting. But it depends on if he lets me wake up. I'm getting old in this, you know. I mean, I got to kick bucket sometime. You can always write. Maybe I can write while I die. Maybe there's going to be a thing like that. I'll keep sending you songs. How about that?
Is there anything that you'd like to learn that you've not learned yet?
Italian.
Okay.
I'm serious. I'd learn how to speak. I would love to learn how to speak Italian. I love all of their language and how passionate they are about everything. It's very permissive over there to be passionate, and in America sometimes it's not. It's like, oh, you're too much, but over there I'm just enough.
And how do you market yourself?
I'm talking. I guess I just spin in circles and keep playing. I guess you market by never stopping. Does that make sense? Like you just don't stop going.
If you were going to offer someone starting out any advice, what kind of advice would you give?
Same thing I'm always going to say. you have to have a purpose in it, because there's some days you're not going to want to wake up and do this.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to allow your purpose to wake you up and not get discouraged by the no's, and to know that all the no's are just as important as your yes. All those no's lead to your yes. They require the no's to get to that.
So you guys are here to do Bands at the Barn with Susan and David, and how did they find you guys?
Well,
I'll have you answer that, because I'm just here because you said you want to play at a
said you want to come jam on Saturday.
I didn't get the details till we were leaving this morning.
I think they've been but I think they've been at several different shows that I've done, and they're really big Jeff Steele fans, and Jeff's like a brother to me. And so I had started this thing that's still going on in Franklin, Tennessee, that is a Stable Songwriter series, and they came out to it several times and finally approached me about getting out here to this barn and said, we would love to have you come out and play. I'm like, I think I just want to play with Emma if she can come. I mean, she and I are working together, and she don't bring me to everything, and I don't bring you to everything, but this just felt like this might be a pretty good show.
When you guys get together to write a song, how does that dynamic work? I know you said a little bit earlier, but
probably about the same way it worked when we met. I actually want you to lead this story.
Yeah, I feel like when we get together and write a song, it's just like whatever it is that day.
so do you keep like a notebook with kind of ideas, and then you kind of bounce that off, or do you come up with a couple melodies and kind of bounce it off of each other?
I have like a hook book in my phone. I'll just write stuff out.
She's pretty good at knowing what she wants to say. She's an artist that knows like what she's gonna put out and what she's not. So she's pretty good at honing that in and going, hey, specifically I'm thinking da 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 da. So she leads all of that, unless something hits me like the leather jacket thing that was on the candle, and I'm like, she just gotta have a song called Leather Jacket. It's just cool.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys write together, are you guys kind of both in tune with how you sing the lyrics, or are you very different with how you sing the lyrics?
Every time we've written, we're mostly writing for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like she's super intentional with like knowing what I would say, or even like melodically what I would do.
Yeah, I
That kind of
think
thing,
like if we
which
were
is
writing
cool.
for me, I think, she would probably serve that way. But when
I
we're
just
writing,
start putting peanut butter in my mouth.
there you go.
and be like,
Like, I'm a cadence person. I love to move lyrics. Obviously, you can know that by She's Country. This is such a melodic movement, can go anywhere. I know we're going to hit pushes. I know we're going to go somewhere weird, which is always fun. Weird maybe to other people that hear the average song. So when I'm in the room with her, I'm just literally trying to serve the artist and let the song serve the artist, because that's for her.
How long have you guys been writing together?
It feels like 3,000 years and 10 minutes.
It's been specifically 10 minutes. Yeah. It's been what, 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
It's been 4 years now.
We met over in Denmark.
Oh, that's right. Susan told me that.
Yeah.
How random is
And
that?
very
That's bizarre.
random.
Well, double random, because everybody kept saying something about her to me, but I didn't know who she was. So the fact that I get over there and I still am not registering the people, what they've told me, that this is the person. And then how we meet was just random bonfire. And she was playing guitar. I couldn't even see her. And then she challenged me, and I'm like, she's got an attitude. I like her. And when I say
It's like,
challenge
"You play a
me, she
song."
goes, you play a song. And I'm like, well, I can't play that guitar. And literally follows it up with, yes, you can. And I'm like, no, I play left-handed. I can't. And she quickly goes, oh. And then follows it up with the Norah Jones song. You said, I think I'm going to play something that you might like. Never would I've ever thought it would have been that, which freaked me out for a minute, because I do love Norah Jones. So that was interesting. She was already interesting in that moment to me. Like, I wanted to know about her as an artist after that. So I got to experience her throughout the weekend, and kind of just naturally we end up talking about different things.
Do you guys help each other with each other's marketing, or do you just feel like you've been here long enough that you've got the connections and that things just kind of fall into place?
I'm going to say something short, and then I want you to kind of take that. So Emma and I have been working together in the capacity of a production deal for the last almost 2 years. Prior to that, I brought Emma in and signed her as a writer to a company that I put together and launched. From that, it's been see what the relationship of working looks like together. Can we work together? How well do how are we climbing? Are we moving your stuff ahead? Are we pulling out of the gate and stopping? Everything has been amazing movement for her. I think you would back this up. We work really well together. I think there's just kind of a thing, that God put together that's just there and it does its job. So marketing, yeah, but it also takes money to be able to push those things. And this for me was what I believed in and decided that I wanted to be a part of. So from there, it's kind of figuring out the next steps and where all that goes. But as far as it's concerned now, yeah, there's marketing, there's her content world she has to live in, there's shows, there's your booking agent that you work with, there's management, there's all the different moving parts. And she and I finally got to a place of deciding we just work really well together, and we're making her music.
Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you being on the Creative Push.
Thank you for having me, and hopefully we push the creativity out.
Thank you so much for listening. As always, my intention is to offer you inspiration that excites you to want to get out there and create something amazing. Be sure to check out some of the other episodes, and if you like what you've heard, please help spread the word. Give this a thumbs up, subscribe, follow, and share with others. There's more information in the show notes, including links to other great stories, tips, and resources. Drop me a message or comment at any time, and I hope you will sign up to be a part of this creative tribe.